everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be answering all of your Disney questions. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, last week I posted a video on YouTube as well as on all of my other social media platforms that I was going to be doing a Disney Q&A where I would answer almost all of your Disney questions. The reason why I say almost all is because in this video and any video that I'm talking about Disney, I'm not going to be answering any questions regarding my experience working at Disneyland. And the reason being is I just don't feel comfortable with that at the moment. Maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 years later down the line where I can no longer work for the company, I will gladly, most likely do a video talking about that. But for now, I will not be answering any of those questions. So if you were looking forward to that, I truly apologize. But I will say that I did receive quite a good amount of questions, and I'm really excited to answer them for you as you guys are pretty creative with your questions. I reached out to Twitter, I reached out to Snapchat, YouTube, both my Instagram accounts. If you're not following me on any of my social media platforms, I will leave all links down below so you can go ask me questions there if I decide to do this again, which I most likely will. So let's just dive into the questions. So we're gonna start off with YouTube. I'm also gonna do a little shout out for you guys too, so you can possibly see your name right here. But let's see, the first question is by Yvette Morin, and by the way, I apologize if I mess up your name. I'm pretty good at butchering names, so I apologize for that. But this is by Yvette Morin, and she says, "Your eyelashes look so pretty." Thank you, they're by Ardell. Who is your favorite Disney character? And if you could be identified with one Disney character, who would it be? So my favorite Disney character has always been, and probably will always be, Belle. And she's also someone that I identify myself with. And the reason being is because she stands out from the crowd. She's a bit odd, and she doesn't mind being true to who she is. She's not going to conform to the ways of this world, even if that means that she's going to be alone. And she wants something more than what she has in this world. She strives to be more than what she has in this world. And she's always been a role model for me growing up, and so that's why I relate to her. Alan Land, he's been following me both on this channel as well as my earlier channel, Sing and Brie Marie, which I haven't been on for at least a year. But he asked, which princess castle or location would you want to live in and why? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I've never seen the Cinderella Castle, which I'm really excited to go see since I'm going to be visiting Florida in the fall, so maybe my answer will change then, but I've only seen the Sleeping Beauty Castle, so I'm going to have to go with that one. But after looking at pictures, maybe the Shanghai Castle, but like I said, I've never visited any of the other castles. My answer has to be the Sleeping Beauty Castle, as that's the only one that I've ever visited. Becca Lupercio, I think that's how you pronounce her name, but she wrote, "Yay, Disney! Where would you live if you could live in any Disney movie, i.e. Atlantica, Pride Rock, etc." Oh, and if you can't pronounce my last name, it's okay, no one can. Okay, I'm glad. Where would I live? Ooh, that's a really good question. If I could live in any Disneyland. Oh my goodness. If I could live in any Disneyland, where would I live? That's so hard. Where would I live? Maybe where Rapunzel lives, I think. Man, that's a tough question. I don't know. Where would you live? If you could live anywhere, where would you live? Erica Osuna, which by the way has an amazing voice, and you should check out her YouTube channel as she is an incredible singer. I've actually seen her perform live and she's fantastic. But she says, what Disney character would you want to be featured next in the show Once Upon a Time? Ooh, that's a really good question. You know, I know they did Hercules, but it would be really cool if they had the Muses on there. Ooh, I would love for Rapunzel. I don't think Rapunzel has come on. Maybe I'm mistaken, but Rapunzel and maybe Mother Gothel and Flynn Rider. That's what I would want on the next Once Upon a Time series. Tay Rosemary asks, if you were able to be in a Disney musical production, which would it be and which character would you play and why? So I would love to be Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and the reason being, I mean, I just connect with her in so many ways, and her songs are amazing, and I would love to sing Home or A Change in Me or something there. It would just be a dream come true. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this name, but Katie Minha Kora? I'm so sorry, but obviously, like I said, I'm gonna have your name right here. If you could date any Disney prince, which one would you choose? Ooh, I would probably say Flynn Rider. He's typically not the one that I am attracted to, but I think we would have so much fun on dates as he's very sarcastic and charming. I don't know, I feel like we would have a great time. on a date together. Sophie R says, yay, fun Q&A idea. I have two. What two Disney movies, live action and animated, would you like to see be transformed into a Broadway musical / musical production that hasn't already been done? So I would say Hercules for sure. I would love to see Hercules, or Tangled. Tangled would be another one. And what Disney character, if you could, would you like to dub your voiceover? Already exists, but you would say all the lines and sing the songs in place of them just as a fun project. Definitely Belle. Hands down, definitely Belle. I hope that makes sense. Love you, Brie. Love you too, Sophie. Thank you for the question. Ellie Jones says, which Disney princess inspires you most? That's a really trick question because I feel like all of the Disney princesses in one way or another inspire me to stand strong in who I am and to stand up for what I believe in. I would definitely say Pocahontas, just because like Belle, she stands for what she believes in and she was not going to back down. She's just a great role model. When I think of someone who is very inspirational, I would think of Pocahontas. Tay Rosemarie asks, compare as many Disney princesses as a makeup palette or brand as you can. Oh, interesting. That's a really interesting question. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or if you disagree or what else you would add. But I feel like Rapunzel would be the Tarte palette, the original Tartelette palette, as it has a lot of purples and pinks. As far as Belle is concerned, I feel like Belle would be the original Urban Decay palette, as it has the gold for her dress and it's got some neutrals in there, and then it's got some of those rose gold purple shades that would be perfect for her wintertime dress. I think Snow White would be the Mad About Matte palette, as it's very similar to the colors in the movie, so I think that she would wear that palette. Pocahontas would be very similar to the palette that I just received, the Velvet 59 palette. It's the exotic palette. The colors are very much earth tones and it's vegan and cruelty free, which she would stand for. I feel like Ariel could be maybe like the original Urban Decay palette, you know, back in like the 90s, 2000, where it was like the vibrant green and purple. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. Kate Kerrigan asks, what was your favorite thing about the parks and what is your favorite park? So my favorite thing about the parks is just the magic of it all. I mean, it's truly magical. There's so many magical moments that happen and I just love that about it. And what is your favorite park? Obviously, I would say Disneyland. I've visited the other parks at Disney World, but it's been a really long time. That answer may change when I go visit. For now, it would definitely be Disneyland. Natalie Roy says, if you could ride one Disney ride, what ride would it be? I would probably say the Little Mermaid ride, only because I just love it so much and it's one of my favorite songs and I love singing as we go into the ocean with Ariel, and I love that ride so much. So I would definitely go on that, and it's air conditioned, which is great. We're gonna move on to Instagram. LilRaeCakes, who is Jenny Ray. If you have no idea who she is, I'm gonna leave her YouTube down below. She is a huge Disney lover and you definitely need to go check out her channel. But she says, if there was a Beauty and the Beast attraction at Disneyland, what would you want it to be like? Ooh, that is really, ooh, what would I want it to be like? Okay, well I feel like it would kind of be similar to the dark rides where you would kind of journey through their story at the beginning, like when you're going through the entrance, it would start with the first music of the da 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 da. The magical music that happens at the beginning to kind of tell this story of how he transforms into the beast, and then it would go dark and all of a sudden you hear bonjour, bonjour, and you would see her and you'd go through her story, and I think that would just be so magical. But yeah, I would love that. Great question. Mommy to Ivy, which she has a fantastic channel as well, so I'm gonna leave that in the description box too, but she says, will you be incorporating your love for Disney at your wedding? I have a friend who had a party game where the tables had to guess what movie the Disney songs were from before they could be dismissed to get their food. You know, I've never thought of that. I don't know if we're gonna be incorporating Disney. It would be lots of fun. I don't know how we would. Who knows? I think if anything, we would have a Disney song or two within the mix, but I don't know. That's a great question though. Sky, who's the sweetest thing, she says, will you be attending the next Dapper Day in November? I want to see you. I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Rose91, who is one of my dear friends, and what kind of inspired me to do a Disney week, as we just answered a Disney tag. I believe that down in the description box, as well as maybe a card up here, and I will also leave her channel down below. But she says, if you could live the life of any Disney character, what would it be? You would have to endure like the struggles as well as before the happy ending. Ooh, that's a really good question. I would have to say Jane, because I feel like her life would be so interesting and her father is so quirky. I would want to know why it was just her and her father, what happened to her mother, and she gets to explore all these various locations, and then she gets to meet Tarzan and meet all the apes and go through all of that just that entire journey, I think it would be really interesting to live out the life of Jane and then to actually live in the jungle. That would be interesting too. Maggie Coots, I don't know how you pronounce your name, I'm so sorry, but she says, what is your favorite attraction at Disneyland? Doesn't have to be a ride, it could be a show as well. So right now my favorite is Paint the Night. I love Paint the Night. Also, what is your favorite restaurant / thing to eat at Disneyland? I'm going to Disneyland for the first time next summer and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. You are going to have a blast. So I want to say one of my favorite things to eat is the gumbo. I used to love the clam chowder, but seeing as I'm a vegan now, I can't eat that. But I do love the vegan gumbo. I love popcorn there. Pickled popcorn is one of my favorites as well. So yeah, that's something that I truly love. Nick GM, he actually performs at Disney. He's in the band there, so that's kind of cool. He says, if you could play any instrument in the Disneyland band, what would you pick? Oh my goodness, I would have to say the trumpet. I don't play an instrument, but that would be really fun to play. Tinky2005, aka Jordan, who is one of my sweetest followers, she says, what is your favorite animated and live action Disney movie and song from that movie? Okay, well my favorite animated has got to be Beauty and the Beast, and my favorite song in that would have to be Belle Reprise. That song, like the lyrics itself, means so much to me and what I want in my life, and I'm gonna sing a little bit for you. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I wanted more than I can tell. And for once it might be grand to have someone understand. I want so much more than they've got planned. Melanie, who I love Melanie, she says, what is your favorite Disneyland snack to get at the park? Definitely hands down the pickle popcorn. It is amazing. Broadway Girl 0523 says, what Disney couple suits you and Josh the most? Ooh, I feel like it's kind of a toss-up between Jasmine and Aladdin and Belle and Beast. Queen Christine says, if you could create a new Disney princess, who would she be? Ooh, I like that question. It would be fun to have maybe a fairy princess or an Italian princess. That would be wonderful. I don't know, if I could be the princess, that would be amazing. Pat Raphael says, what is your favorite Disney song to sing? Actually, I have two. I have Part of Your World and Mother Knows Best. Part of Your World, I mean, it's just so fun to break out in song. It just gives me so much chills, but I love that song, or Mother Knows Best, because I like to impersonate her. Daniela, who I love, she's one of my dear friends, I miss you. She says, besides Disneyland in California and Walt Disney World in Florida, what other Disney park would you want to visit? P.S. Come visit me in Japan. I would love to visit you in Japan. I want to go visit Shanghai. And actually our friends are thinking about doing that within the next 2 years. I think that would be so much fun to visit. I mean, it looks amazing. Let me know in the comments, what would you like to visit? And the other question, she said, if you could change any of the princess's dresses, which one would you change and to what? I'm gonna base this off of the Disney park, and I would say I would change Aurora's dress from pink to blue. I really love it when it's blue, and I wish they had it as a blue dress. And Ball 1997 says, who is your favorite Disney princess and why? So I already answered that one, but Belle. Belle is my #1 in my book. Musical M says, who's the best Disney couple? That's really hard because there's so many amazing Disney couples. No, I know who my favorite Disney couple is. My favorite has to be Carl and Ellie. They are the sweetest couple and their story just makes me cry. Musical M also asks, top 3 favorite Disney songs and why? Okay, so my top 3 would have to be Part of Your World. That song, like I said, just emotionally connects with me. I don't know why. I just love it because I just love it so much. My other one would be Belle Reprise. Like I said, the lyrics itself describe me to a T and what I want in my life. And number 3 would have to be Mother Knows Best, only because it's so much fun to sing. Rachel Zegler says, what advice would you give Belle? Oh, that's interesting. What advice would I give Belle? I would say keep doing what you're doing, and you know, even though people don't agree with you, just stand strong to who you are, and obviously your happily ever after will come through if you keep just believing in what you're doing and persevering through the obstacles you've been facing. And thank you for not judging a book by its cover. Harrigan SC says, what Disney movie makes you the most emotional and why? I get emotional for so many movies. Oh, Toy Story 3. I cry every single time at the very end, only because I grew up with that. Just to see it go from the beginning and do full circle into the end when he plays with the toys, I cry every single time. Even now I'm thinking about it and I'm getting emotional. Drama G33K asks, what's your favorite Disney female? P.S. Florida represent, love your content. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be in Florida very, very soon. That'll be really fun. So I have a lot of them, but I have to say one of my favorites, and I think is definitely underrated, is Meg. Meg is fantastic, and her song, oh, that's one of my other favorites. I Won't Say I'm in Love is one of my favorites as well. Josie Mamacey, who I love and I hope to meet soon, says, what is your favorite musical Broadway production? Hands down, Beauty and the Beast. Love Beauty and the Beast. And I think this is my last question. Ariel Meets World says, who is your favorite Disney princess and what's your favorite quality about her? So like I said, it is Belle, and it's because she never judges a book by its cover and she stays true to who she is. All right, guys, that is it for all the questions. Thank you so much for sending me those questions. You guys had some pretty trick questions. I am blown away by the ones that you gave me. And if you want me to do this again, let me know in the comments. Also, if you want me to do it again, let me know what questions you have, as maybe I'll do this maybe like once a month or every season, who knows, but I love Disney. Y'all know that I love Disney, and I'm excited to have this be a Disney week, as Disney is very close to my heart. Also, with this Disney week, I am pre-filming a bit, so let me know what other things you would like for Disney week, because if I can't incorporate it into this week, maybe I'll do it later on in the future. So let me know what kind of videos you would like to see, as I would love to do that for you guys. But yeah, that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.